Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second Boro Runners podcast here on the YouTube channel. Our first video contained Daniel, and that went down really well with our members, which is absolutely fantastic. Great to learn about her personally and also her athletics journey, which is amazing. Today, we are joined with another runner, this time a male, who joined us a year and a half ago, and he's made fantastic progress. And it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say today. It's Ryan Chapman. How are you, Ryan? You okay?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, good, fabulous. How's your day been?
Good, yeah. So got me 13K in my um for June. Sorry about the dog there. He decided he wanted to come for a sniff.
It's fine, don't worry. Daniel had the same, so it's not a problem. So yeah, you had your 13K, didn't you? Which it's part of a challenge you're doing, isn't that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll touch on to that later on, because I know you're feeling the benefits and the repercussions of the lightning at the same time.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we'll get on to that. So Ryan, we'll just do the same as we did with Daniel. We'll just start with personal questions about you first, get to know you,
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about your journey through Borough Runners so far, and then ask some light-hearted questions at the end, just for a bit of fun. That's all right, yeah.
yeah.
Fabulous. Right. So, Ryan, growing up, obviously, as a kid and through secondary school, was running like a main sport for you? Did you have like other sports that you started with originally, or was it always something you've been passionate in?
No, so during school I did enjoy athletics a bit and I enjoyed the longer distance runs like orienteering, the 1500, the 1200. After that was a no-go.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was all football.
So you had your
Um,
1500 as the main and your orienteering, but football as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did you?
then I come out of school and pretty much stopped running altogether. Just stuck to
Okay.
football.
Yeah. Yeah. So you predominantly you're in football through
Yeah.
like secondary school and then through college. You played for a team.
I used to be on and out in and out of teams from the age of 16 up to 21. And then I think I had I got diagnosed with pericarditis, which is
Mhm.
a inflammation of the heart sac, which pretty much stopped my footballing career. I was just like, well, I can't exercise and stuff till I got the all clear. So I just started going to seven aside, and then once I got the all clear, I kept getting kicked at seven aside because I was playing with older men and stuff, and I was faster than them, so they were just kicking me. And then I turned around to the missus one day and said, like, I'm gonna stop footy, but I need to keep fit. And one of your members, Adam Wood, introduced me to you guys.
Oh, nice. So it's through Adam, was it?
Yeah,
I didn't actually know that.
um,
Okay. Nice. Nice.
a year, a
So
year. It was only a year ago, like 10th of June last year.
wow. So the anniversary just passed.
Yeah.
Did you go out celebrating? Did you have a cake or anything else?
No, I think we celebrated in Pinchinthorpe, where my first ever session was. Doing pretty
For
much
doing hills.
doing pretty much the same session, yeah. Just in a lot warmer weather this time. Because my
So
first session it was raining.
you celebrated from your first ever session a year ago from more running and more pain.
Yep.
Yes, celebrate. Was it a good session or?
Yeah, it was a good session. So the first session I loved it. I actually struggled to get up the hill at Pitchingthorpe. Um, and then obviously this time I've done it after running 10K the day before and was enjoying it loads. So
Mhm. Yeah, so we'll come on to that in terms of how much you've progressed, because I don't think it's just the times that you've progressed, and it's also like what you're doing on a
yeah,
day-to-day basis and your fitness perspective as well, like running on a morning before sessions. So we'll get into that. Yeah. So obviously you've stopped then football and you got into running, which was last year, and obviously then you joined us.
yeah.
So can you remember your first ever run and just talk me through like the sort of feeling of it? Was it quite difficult? Was it easy?
So my first ever run was obviously with you guys in Pinchinthorpe. I didn't even do a park run beforehand because I didn't know they existed. Um, was horrendous. I just felt so slow.
Yeah.
But obviously as soon as I turned up with you guys, there was people saying, "Go on, you can still do it" and stuff, which was cheering me on. And then I did sign up for a park run the weekend after, and I'm very, I'm probably competitive a lot in my head and doing park runs and stuff, watching older people and younger people race past me, and I was thinking
Mm.
I need to beat them, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
now stopped that.
Yeah, so that no, no, we'll touch on that because that's really interesting. So you said the fact that you're comparing yourself almost like you're running other people.
Yeah.
Do you think over obviously the last year, do you think you do that now?
No, so I've stopped doing it as much.
Yeah. So what do you think's changed that? Or do you not, you're not sure?
I think it's just
'Cause
running
I don't think
in.
that's just you. I think that happens to a lot of people who get fitter. But is there anything that like you put that down to or?
I think it's just running with like a lot of different people, obviously in the club. So like there's different walks of life. There's people that work nights and stuff, and then it's just like when they run, and I think it's just your mentality of running as well. Like now, if I run past somebody, I always go on, keep going. You've got this.
Mm,
Whereas before, I'd just run past them and be like, oh well,
yeah, yeah.
I'm beating them.
Yeah. No, I get you understand. Is that probably because you've been in that position more and you sort of learn about maybe like the mental side of it, like how difficult it actually can be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Because I think obviously when you first start, you probably don't realize the amount of effort that people put into like training sessions, into weekly routines, like especially for the big blocks like the 10Ks, half marathons, marathons, how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
And I guess in the sense that when you're all together and you push together, you get more results and it's nice to support each other. So yeah, that's obviously something you've learned as well, which is brilliant. So can you remember your first ever race? Not necessarily Boro Runners, but just generally. Is it? Would you say it was parkrun?
Yeah, probably a park run.
Yeah. So
And
what can you remember your time for your parkrun?
I think it was 38 minutes.
Wow. So you see, listening. Obviously, we're going to mention your 5K time now, but
Yeah,
to just touch on where you were 38 minutes and where you are now, which is what time?
22:44.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely stupid. So that's in the space of a year.
yeah,
Yeah, so you've knocked 16 minutes off for a 5K,
yeah,
which is utterly phenomenal. Yeah. Can you remember the first time you broke sub 30?
yeah.
Yeah, which did you ever think
Um,
you were going to get towards 22 when you did that?
no, so I didn't think I'd ever be towards 22, and now obviously now I'm getting spoke to about breaking 20,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I can't do that, but I obviously can. I've knocked 16 minutes off 38. I think if I just put my mind to it, I will. I'll get
Yeah,
there eventually.
yeah. So in terms of going obviously from 38 to 22, is that mindset like in a race, for example, for that 5K? Because obviously you're running like nearly double the time there for a 5K. Is that mindset and almost motivation changed? Because I'm assuming for your 38 minutes, it would have been just get round, keep your head down, keep
Yeah.
working. Whereas for the going, you get 22 because you've had such a big block behind you and you're a lot fitter. It's a bit of a different approach to run, isn't it?
Yeah, so with the 38, I probably was just get round, but then obviously my mindset then was I don't want that guy to beat me, so I'd sprint after him. And
Mhm.
then now on the actual 22, I remember turning up to Albert Park and you were there, Ben Raper was there, and he was like, "You going out today, aren't you?" And I was like, "How would you know?" And he was like, "Ben's told me." I was like, "Oh," and he was like, "Well, I'm going easy, so just run with me." And I'd got the mindset of I can't really be bothered pushing today.
Yeah,
But I set off running with Ben and we were just chatting. And then I was like, actually, I feel all right here. So the second lap we went for it and then the time just came in. So I'd probably say my mindset was off the day that I actually PB'd because I was
yeah,
just like, I can't be bothered today.
yeah. So before I move on to other distances, because I do want to touch on that very quickly, I think it happens with a lot of athletes, and it's completely natural where you do turn up to like a training session or a race, and you're just not feeling it. You might have had like 10 training sessions before it, which have been brilliant, and then you turn up on the day and you're just feeling like flat or fatigued. But obviously, you've just said there that somebody pushed you through it, obviously Ben as well, but you had to run that physical time. You've pushed yourself through that boundary, even though you were feeling flat to run 22. So, is there anything that like you did differently in the run to like almost adapt, if you know what I mean? Like to be able to turn up feeling flat, how did you prepare for that run?
Um, I
Or was
don't
it literally
really
just a
know.
case of turn up, do it, grow?
I think I just turned up, done it, and went home
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Almost like
just
force yourself to go there.
yeah, I was just well, I actually did a little bit of a warm up and I did some drills and strides.
Mm.
I think that was more peer pressure because you were there. I seen you and I was like, I best do some
It was
strides.
good pressure though, wasn't it? It was just
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
little
good
look to
pressure.
the side back.
Yeah, it was like that's it. Like I think like even seeing some of the other Borough runners and like they're doing strides and stuff, I'm like, I best join in with them because it helps.
Mhm.
Like I
Oh,
know,
so you felt almost like, well, I said the word pressured to
yeah,
like because everyone else was doing it, so then for you to join, and
yeah,
then you sort of felt a little bit more at ease from there.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then obviously it loosens your legs off and once you start getting loose and you enjoy the run a lot more.
yeah. Do you think if there was no bull runners there, or just athletes in general, like if there was an empty park and you just turned it by yourself, do you reckon you would have raced at full stop, but also around that time?
No,
No, no. Which is really interesting because as it's hard to think that like externally for other people, like how much of an influence they can have on your running performance. Like you've just said, obviously you had everyone else in the club who was warming up at the same time, probably not warming up with you, but you just seeing that, not even with
yeah,
you, just seeing that has just motivated you on. And then obviously then you had the lads who ran with you as well. That's motivated you. So there's so many different factors and people who can really influence on your time, but yeah, ultimately you're the one who's ran it, which is amazing. So we'll move on from the 5K. So you've obviously raced other distances before in the past. So I'm assuming you've raced 10K half marathon.
no. So I haven't actually ran a 10K race.
Mhm.
I've run a half marathon. I've done my first one this year. I've done Borough half.
And what was your
And
time for that one?
well, I set myself a target of less than 2 hours and I got 1 hour 54.
It's very impressive. So
But
but I'm
as
assuming you're looking to beat that again.
yes, but I've heard that the Great North Run's not the best to try and beat times because of the amount of people that are there.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a difficult one, really. I mean, this year for me, I ran Brass Monkey and Great North Run, and Brass Monkey is like basically flat, but apart from one little tiny hill, and Great North Run obviously is a little bit hilly. But I ran the same time for both, 1:15 twice. So I don't really know, I mean, it's like I agree with you. Obviously, Great North Run's quite hilly, but at the same time, I think it motivated me more because there was like so many more people there. Like the
Yeah,
support was immense. You almost get like dragged on with the just the large amount of athletes around you. So I don't know. I think it's still doable.
yeah,
And I think it helps as well for going off when there's quite a lot of downhill stretches that you can sort of recover on. So then by the time you get to the uphill stretches, you've already recovered. So I don't know. I guess it's athlete preference, but
yeah,
yeah. So obviously you ran. Did you say 1:54?
yeah.
1:54. So what would the target time be for end of the year next year for half?
End of the year next year, I'd probably want one under 145.
Yeah. So we're only 1:45.
Yeah.
And is there any other goals and like, any other distances? I mean, I'm sure when that sub 20 is sort of in the back of your mind.
Yeah, the sub 20
Yeah.
um 5K and I want to try, so I've signed up for Darlington 10 and I'm going to try and I'm going to do Borough 10 this year and I'm going to try and get sub 50.
Sub 50 for the 10K.
Yeah, because on my Borough half I got a PB of 52 minutes on a 10K.
Mhm. So what would you say your favorite distance is then? Obviously, you haven't raced the 10K.
I'd probably say I think 10K is a good distance after running it like quite often lately.
Yeah,
Um, but I like the half marathon.
half marathon's a great distance. It's
Yeah,
you have to find sort of what works for you, really. I mean, I know loads of people love 10Ks and 5Ks, but I just can't get away with them. But yeah, so you say then the opposite of those are your favorites, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'd say the half marathon is probably my favorite distance.
Yeah.
I
Is
was
that is that is
on
that just because the length of time you're running or the
no, I
events?
think it's just because I like longer distance running. I think
Mhm. Well,
obviously, yeah. When I was in school and stuff, and I just like the longer distances more than the shorter distances. Like I'm not one for sprinting.
mhm, mhm. So
But
you prefer the longer distances, which
yeah,
I guess why is that?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's like I get into my stride, and then once I'm in my stride, I can just sit there comfortably.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Does it feel a little more relaxed, I guess?
yeah,
Yeah, which is good. I think the majority of runners are the longer the distance runners. I mean, obviously you have a group chat though, the one called the Psychos, but the lads in there just run kilometers and miles. I mean, I'm in there and I don't do anywhere near as much as you guys do, but it's phenomenal. It's really good the miles that you cover. But I'm assuming that obviously keeps you motivated as well. Those lads doing the
Yeah,
similar mileage and you are similar distances. So yeah, before we move on to like the different events that you've done, because we obviously talked about 5K, you haven't done a 10K, about half marathon, and you've progressed in all those distances. I mean, 16 minutes is phenomenal. We also want to mention your weight because at the start of the running club, you obviously have lost since the year that's gone by now. Is it
yeah,
7 kilograms, you said?
yeah, 7 kilo.
So what's that done? Not just like in terms of yourself, in terms of your running ability, confidence, like that is absolutely astonishing to lose 7 kilograms.
Yeah, I think it's really helped, obviously, with just like natural wear on my body as well. So obviously, like it's not as much pressure going down on my knees and my
Hmm.
shins and that. But obviously, I feel a lot better in myself. Um, and that's not just from that is literally as well just from running.
Hmm.
Because if you were to ask my wife, I eat more now than I did before I started running.
Yeah.
I think it is just because I'm just trying to get as much fuel in, but I'm not clean eating either. I'm probably the worst for it. I eat all the takeaways I
Here we
could.
go.
So
Just gonna quick
yeah,
stop record.
like that's it.
God,
When I was listening to your podcast with Danielle the other day, and you were talking about like what do you eat the night before and all that, I
the
was like,
bagel and the scrambled eggs.
yeah, I was
Is
like,
yours not bagel and scrambled eggs?
nope,
No. Is yours a 5 got begin with P?
no. So well, the night before it definitely is, yeah, but the
The
morning,
farmer.
I don't really eat beforehand, which I think's weird, but it works.
All right. So but if you went for a long run, would you eat in the morning? No, you still wouldn't.
And maybe have a banana.
Right. Okay. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's complete personal preference, really. Like I'm sort of half and half. Sometimes do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, I know obviously a lot of runners do normally have like a little snack before. So
Yeah.
what would the sort of like eating be for you right now? I don't mean like before a run, I just mean like generally for like teas and stuff. What's your favorite meals?
Um, Steak and chips. Not the healthiest meals, I can tell you that.
Probably not.
But then the other night, I had omelets because I can feel my legs getting a bit fatigued, and I was like, I need more protein.
So that's the measurement for if
Yeah.
your legs are tired, then you have to have something healthy, and if they're not, you can go heavy with some junk food.
But then I asked the missus tonight what we're doing for tea because I was hinting at a takeaway, but no, we're not. We're gonna have pasta.
Ooh. You know, reward you for the podcast.
No, well, we're having a takeaway on Sunday for Father's Day, so
Get in, come on. What takeaways I go to?
um, I don't mind a pizza. Chinese.
China.
We found a new Chinese from Thornaby, which is really nice. So
Get in, get in. You go global all the way to Thornby.
yeah,
But that's really good to be able to obviously enjoy your running, but then also cheat. Well, I say cheat as well, and have foods that you like that are high in calories. Like it's brilliant. That's what it should be like. Work hard during your running, then reward yourself through like obviously eating whatever you want, and even a few pints after a race as well that we all enjoy.
yeah.
In true Boro drinker style.
I had that top
So,
on today actually.
oh, the Boro drinkers t-shirt
Yeah,
does look very smart. Like I can't lie, I can't
just
lie.
just because of the twist that Lindsay put on the challenge this morning.
Oh, I know. Always causing twists and shit. Golly. Right. So we will move on. Um, you've obviously mentioned the racer that you've done currently. Is there a personal best that you're most proud of?
Probably the half, the Middlesbrough half,
Yeah.
because I was a bit skeptical about it all, to be honest, because obviously it's fueling while running, drinking while running, which was all new to me. So
Mm.
it was
Mm.
all like, oh, have I got enough fuel? Is
Yeah.
this? I know I did eat a bit too many of them Cliff blocks. I think I ate 5 out of a pack. That was just to
At
try and
least
get
you're
my legs.
honest.
That was just try and get my legs back to going in the last 3 mile of that Borough
Yeah.
half.
But it's good that you've had the experience, though. You have to sort of trust in what you're eating and, try it out as well and implement it. I mean, that's obviously the first half you've done. So it's not like a 5K where you just turn up and you could eat nothing and get away with, like, you need a little more,
Yeah,
um, like, a little bit more prepared in a sense,
yeah.
in terms of what you're eating and what you bring in as well and what actually suits your body because there's some foods that don't particularly suit, well, my body generally. But yeah, how would you celebrate after a PB?
Couple of pints in the pub.
What's the go-to pint beverage?
Lager. Or if it's really sunny like it is today, I'd probably go for a fruity cider if it was on draft.
Getting fruity sat Strongbow.
No, I'd like Record League or Copperberg if it's on draft.
Ooh. Bit more
If
of a
it's
sweet beverage.
if it's in a bottle, nah, I'd just go for a lager.
Quality. So you mentioned there obviously about your half marathon. Is there any motivation to do a marathon at some point?
No, I have put my name down for London.
Oh, exciting! Which is actually the biggest ballot numbers I've ever had, isn't it, this year?
Yeah,
Is it? I could be wrong. Is it like 1.3 million or something like that?
1.1 million, I think I read.
1.1, yeah, on the BBC website, which is
Yeah,
incredible. So yeah, if you got into London Marathon, would it be something that you'd be a little bit scared about, or would you be more motivated and dive all in?
I'd be scared of the training block leading up to it. I think the race is obviously once you've done the training block, it's
Mm,
just one last lap in it.
yeah. I think 95% of all the achievement is the training block itself, like
Yeah,
constantly turning up for, your 18 mile run, the 20-mile run, 22, 23, like 4 weeks before. So it's a big training block and I think you asked some of the runners, obviously we'll get onto the podcast later on this month, next month, the ones who actually done marathons, just their experience, because I think a lot of them not necessarily struggled with it, but towards the end they definitely did. It just became a bit tedious. And it's almost 4 weeks before you're a little bit like you want to get on the start line, like you feel prepared. You just want to get it all done and over with. I know a few of them were talking about it. Nicole was on about it for Edinburgh Marathon. It was
yeah.
worse for her because she saw everyone do Manchester and she still had like another 3 weeks. Yeah, I know. It wasn't nice for him. Like, obviously, and they'd all finished like 10, 12 of them, and there was obviously Mark at London Marathon as well.
Yeah.
And then she was just looking through, like, she had a 22-mile long run the day after to do. So yeah, it can be definitely harder mentally than even physically. So yeah, London Marathon, which would have to be amazing. Would you have like a rough mind in time, or
No, I think I'd just go for a finish.
yeah,
Just
there's a
finish it
finish?
because
Yeah.
I know obviously a couple of people that have done a couple of marathons in our club, and even they've fallen or like hit the hill, hit the
Mm.
wall.
Yeah, hit the wall. Yeah, yeah. It's a really, really hard distance, and I've seen top marathon runners hit the wall. Even it's unpredictable at times, and even with the weather, can just be so harsh when you train for such a long period of time, and then you turn up on the day and it's 25 degrees. It's not ideal, but yeah. So hopefully, obviously, if you get that place, that would be amazing to see you at a London Marathon. So we'll see, but no motivations to necessarily want to do it.
No,
No, that's okay. I'm probably in the same boat for now. Although I am being pestered by the committee to do London Marathon next year, so I might give it a go. We shall see. So,
I think you should.
brilliant. Thanks for that. On the podcast as well. I think I'll cut that bit out actually. So, talking about experience in the club, Brian, because you haven't actually touched on that. Obviously, you've said there that you've been in the club just over a year now, which is amazing. So, firstly, who are like the main people in the club who you are closer to and push you on as a person? And secondly, who do you think like gives the most support and what's good about Boro Runners? What do you enjoy about the club?
Um, everybody, I enjoy everybody in the club, like from the speedios, as Katie calls them,
Speed.
all the way down to the back, and like everyone's just so supportive. Like every session, if there's somebody on the line, they're always getting clapped across that line,
Hmm.
getting pushed to the last minute, last up to the line. Um, People that are always Like I'm always around at training. Dave, David Blakey.
He's a bit of a bestial, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he's on his best behavior.
Yeah, me and him are like two school kids.
I know, I
Um,
know. Constantly he's in break time at lunchtime, you two. Anyone else?
Mark Stobbart,
Yeah.
Jacob, Ben Raper. Try to think now. There's that many.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more. Obviously, it's hard when you're live on a
Yeah.
podcast. But yeah, I know that you have like a really big group of you lads who train together, which is really nice. I don't normally think you see that amount of lads normally in a running group. It's normally really female dominant. So the fact we've got so many lads in the group is amazing. And you're all like similar ability as well. It's not like you've got like a massive like a massive distance between you all.
Well, when I first started, I thought them lot are a lot faster than me.
Yeah, well, obviously you've been through it, haven't you? I mean, you've been
Yeah,
at the back, and then you've obviously progressed through, and now you're towards the front, which is brilliant. So you probably appreciate more than anyone, like just how important the people at the front are and at the back are.
yeah.
Yeah, which is
So
quality.
that's it. When you say Group A, I just want to collapse. I have to keep up with them all the time.
Going from Group E to Group A.
Yeah.
You should write a book on that. That should be your title. Group E's A, Ryan Chapman story. So yeah, obviously mentioned the fact that it was supportive, inclusive, which is amazing. And you've made loads of friends, which is absolutely fantastic. What's your favorite thing about being part of the club? It doesn't have to be
Uh,
running specific.
just like as like everyone is so supportive, and even if it's not running, you can ask somebody something, and there's always somebody there that'll help out if they can.
Yeah.
And obviously, just like the friendships that I've made, like I probably would never have met these people if I didn't start running.
Mm. The
But like,
small world, isn't it? It's really weird.
yeah,
No,
it's mental as
that's
well because like some of them live on your doorstep, and you're like, I've never met you before in my life.
who lives around you?
Ben, Philo, and Rachel.
Philo. Okay.
Yeah,
And Rachel as well.
yeah.
That's quality, fair play. So obviously getting to talk to them two, then you just realise that you happen to live on the same street.
Well, they don't live on my street, but they live like a street or two down.
That's quality, that. It's amazing.
I only realised because I looked at the Strava one day and I was like, that's past my house.
No, I was talking to Ms. Rama. We won't be saying any dresses on here, don't worry. Who inspires you in the club the most and why?
Mark Stobbart.
Start by yeah, why?
How does he do it?
He's phenomenal, isn't he?
Like,
Yeah.
how does he do a marathon and then come to train on a night? Like, yeah, I just don't get it.
I
And to
remember
do that,
last
and
year, I think, was it last year? I think it was in the park, and obviously he turned up. And Lindsay came up to me and said, "Do you realise that Max Stolbart's run like 42 kilometers this morning?" So I went up to him at Mark in the nicest possible way. Why on earth are you here? And then he sat there running around 300 as well. It's phenomenal, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So, do you keep up to date with the training quite a lot?
yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, like with us doing this case, he's on my team, so we're out actually running tomorrow. Me, him, and I'm dragging Jacob along.
Dragging. He doesn't want to go, does
Well, he said he wants to, but he doesn't have a choice.
he? Wants to, but doesn't have a choice. Okay,
Yeah.
voluntarily going. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, I think a lot of people will probably say Mark in terms of inspiration. It's phenomenal the amount of miles he does and how resilient he is, and also he's improved a lot as well. So that's really good to see. Do you prefer social runs or training focused runs? Would you prefer like an easy run or like a session?
It all depends because I never used to like running on my own, but with me doing it for 13 days in a row now,
Yeah,
I'm getting to like it. And as you said with Danielle the other day, it's finding out what you need to listen to while you're running. And I've turned to podcasts lately,
really.
and it is helping because it's just as if you're like someone's having a chat in your ear,
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
way I think of it. And it has helped these last couple of days anyway.
Really interesting. That. So, are you enjoying the podcast more than music now?
Yeah.
Yeah. What podcasts do you listen to?
So I listen to that Peter Crouch
I
podcast.
love that podcast. Phenomenal.
Yeah, because he's just funny. And the Wolf and Owl podcast,
All right. I
which
don't
is
think I
Ramesh
know that.
Ranganathan and Tom Davis.
Oh, that'll be good. Fair. So,
And
you like the comedy podcasts?
yeah, and they're just I can just run down the road laughing. People probably look at me in the cars driving past thinking he's psychoing because he's just running laughing his head off.
Maybe you're just laughing at how easy it runs now.
No, I'm not.
All right. Fine. Right. This is the last question for experience, but that leads us on nicely. Taking part in any club races or challenges now. Currently, you're doing a really big challenge, aren't you?
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us what you're doing?
So I've signed up with Destination Borough to run every day in June, the number of whatever date it is, that number of Ks. So first 1K, third's 3K, 13th 13K.
No,
Um
I'm just listening to what you're saying and already nodding my head. Putting that amount of cares on the training plan the last 2 weeks is I've really struggled to type in the number for every single day. But yeah, so obviously you're running 1K from the first all the way to is it the 30th or 31st?
30th.
The 30th, which is going to end on 30K in the end of June, which is phenomenal. But it's also not just you doing it, is it?
No, so there's me, Mark Holton, Ben Raper, and Mark Stobbart.
So 4 weeks together, and you've all done every single day so far.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll all do it?
Um,
Mm.
no, I don't think I will. I'm going to
Mm.
try, but it's just, I think we've made an agreement, me and Mark, at least, from the 20th, we are going to split it over 2 runs
Okay.
just to try
What?
and make it a
As in
bit
together,
even.
2 runs together.
Yeah.
So like, for example, you do 10K, you do 10K.
No, so you do 10K in the morning, 10K on the night.
Oh, right, man.
We
Oh, I
can't
might delete your training plan account for 2 weeks. It gives me nightmares from a
well,
coach's perspective.
as I said, just ignore my coaching plan
Oh, no, I have to look at it and just think, wow, amazing. No, it's really, really good. Next question I have to ask is, why are you doing it?
because I'm stupid.
Because it's fun.
And it got mentioned in the group and I started thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, just funny, why not?
And then now I'm regretting it. But Mark did say to me the other day, he was like, yeah, don't worry, on Sunday we're halfway there.
That is true.
And then I said, yeah, but we've done the easier half.
What did he say?
He's like, yeah, you've got a point.
There's no thought process there, is there? But that's amazing the fact you're doing that, and I think you'll go all the way 100%. I think you're all strong enough. So I know we've all in the group chats because obviously we've got two teams, haven't we? We've got Team
Yeah,
Dukes, Team Scott. We're all looking to see how other people done, but that challenge as well has obviously brought other people in, hasn't it? Not just people who want to run,
yeah,
every day. Not everybody has to do every day. Is that right?
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So like different people have nominated different days that they can run and they just join on.
Mhm. And the challenges have been really good, I think, because it gives every ability a chance to join in. Whether your furthest run's 2K, you could have done the day number two and been part of a team, which is brilliant. And then for those who want to push on and a bit more experience, could do 10K for day 10,
Yeah.
20K for. So it's the opportunity for everyone to get involved, which is brilliant.
And also you don't have to run it, so you can walk if you want,
Yeah, that's
which is
amazing.
what Ben Raper tried telling me the other day is that you can walk some, I was like, no, I can't.
Is that mentally you can't walk it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What would happen if you did start walking?
But I can start walking some, but I just don't want to. Because if you think running 10K could take you 58 minutes or so,
Mhm.
walking 10K, you're adding another hour on, really, aren't you?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say, well, if you're walking, then you're gonna spend more time moving,
Yeah.
aren't you? So you want to be off as fast as possible.
Yeah. Get it done.
Amazing.
Get it boxed off and get it done.
Get it done. Just the other 14 days to go, 18 how many we've got left. Class. Right. I'm just gonna finish off, Ryan, with some of the fun questions, like harder questions, just to know a little bit more about you. So we've kind of covered it, but I'll ask it. What's your go-to pre-run snack or breakfast? You said bananas before, but is that it? We wouldn't have anything else.
Yeah, I haven't really eaten much before a race because I don't know how my body would react.
Yeah, but it's worked for you not eating, hasn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah, which is spot on. So I guess you wouldn't need to test it anyway, unless you were going to do a marathon. You need some fuel.
oh yeah,
Not leftover takeaway, not last night's takeaway. Would you have that as
no. I
a
did think about it.
At least it's on the mind, so that's good. We mentioned podcasts. If you could run a race anywhere in the world, where would you run?
I really want to do Barcelona half.
Yeah.
That's just because I got engaged there.
Oh, man.
Um, I'd really like to run one in Africa.
Ooh.
I don't know why.
Yeah, just something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Um,
marathon?
no, I know
No.
some lad that's just done that 6 marathons over 6 days or something in America, in
Oh, God.
Africa,
Yeah.
and he'd never ran before, but he's finished 40th.
Wow.
But you've got to pack everything that you need for the 6 days or whatever in a
Are you,
backpack and run with it.
you're not the most organized.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Your wife might do it for you.
No,
No, no, as in you won't let her, or she wouldn't do it.
she wouldn't do it.
All right. Would you do it for her?
Yeah.
Is that a half lie? Or...
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just running for 6 days for a marathon just puts me off it. And
the marathon's going to put you off more than packing your bag. I think.
yeah.
I think you'll be okay packing your bag. As long
Oh
as you've
yeah.
got toothbrush, toothpaste, everything else should be fine. um, this one again, Daniel didn't have an answer for this one. I don't think I know anyone with this, but do you have any like running superstitions that you've got, like a particular order you have to put the clothes on or something, or any like lucky gear you like to wear?
No, so I did think I had one. I always had to wear Under Armour trousers, shorts underneath my shorts,
All right. Okay.
just to stop me chafing, but it doesn't work. I've started chafing more
All right.
as it's got
So,
warmer.
so
But
that's just been a physical problem rather than
yeah,
a lucky bit of gear.
yeah, I thought my Under Armour shorts were lucky, but they're not.
What are you gonna do about that? You're gonna have to buy some double armor.
Yeah, let's buy another set of shorts.
Put them on top. That'll do the job.
Captain Thunderpants.
You should do that for not for Parker Marathon, for the superhero one.
I've already got mine.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah,
Can you give us a clue, or do you want to wait till the day?
Deadpool.
Ooh, with a mask and everything.
Yeah,
You run the half
yeah.
quality
I've got
with with.
21 Ks to run, haven't I?
Oh god, yeah. Oh dear. That's actually tied in very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that would be exactly the half, yeah. What's your running guilty pleasure? So, for example, like skipping a cool down, buying too many running shoes, takeaway after every session. What? I can see a little
Um,
grin there. So he's got something.
not stretching is
Oh,
is a
boo!
bad one for me.
But you do it after a session, don't you? When I lead it, or
Yeah.
is it a half attempted effort?
No, when you lead it, I do it.
Oh, okay. Is it at
Um,
home?
but when I finish a run at home, I very rarely do it.
Because you had quite a lot of injuries, didn't you? Was it shin splints and calves at the start of the year?
Yeah,
Did you do the stretches that I told you to then?
yeah.
Oh, you
And
did them.
I went and seen Reese to get my knee sorted.
Mm.
And he gave me some stretches, but he said, don't let Ben see this stretch because he'll say it's not right.
Moving on. If you have running shoes and they could talk, what would they say to
Buy me some new ones. Stop
you?
running on me.
Are you somebody who likes to buy like the new brand all the time, or will you just go for the same reliable?
No, I'd probably just go for the same. Um, I do need some new ones, but I'm not going to say that out loud because my wife's in the room next door.
She could probably hear me. It's fine. It's fine. The microphone underneath the door. She's gonna buy so many things when she watch this podcast.
But yeah, yeah, I probably need a new pair because I've had these since January now,
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm,
definitely get a new pair. God.
and I'm putting some serious mileage on them.
Yeah, yeah, you are. Definitely get a new pair. I think it's like 450 miles. You're supposed to get a new pair, like 400, 500. You
Yeah, well,
pop.
when I bought these ones, the guy said, "Oh, you'll get 400 to 600 miles out of this," and I thought, well, that'll get me through to Great North Run. But then I signed up for Borough Half, and then I signed up for this challenge.
Mm,
And after Borough Half, you put a half on my plan every other weekend.
mm. See, I
I
don't mind
didn't.
doing that. I'll put that on your plan. Not 15, 16, 17, 18K. I'm looking at it going, oh my God. The Ks, so many Ks.
Blame,
It's-
blame Dukesy.
No, no, you've got your own responsibility. It's your fault. You chose to do this.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah, I'll blame Dukesy as well. And finally, post-run question. What do you do after a run? Do you like a beer? Do you like having a bath, shower? What would you normally do? Stretches, yoga?
No,
Oh,
my
it was worth a try.
my hairdresser did actually give me a guy to follow on YouTube called Running with Ash.
Your
He
hairdresser? Why your hairdresser?
because he's into his running as well.
Oh, okay. Right.
But he so this Running with Ash shows you some quick stretches you can do after a run to help you.
Oh,
So I'm actually looking at that
get
after
in.
these runs. But lately, after the K challenge, I'll take my shoes and socks off, stand in the garden, and let the missus hose my legs down just to cool them down. However, I ask her to do the legs only, and she drenches me.
Uh, to be honest, if it was the other way around, would you venture?
No, I'm a nice guy.
Ah, is there not like any repercussions for doing that? Or is it just you just like yeah?
No, she's heavily pregnant.
Ah, right, right, okay.
I can't do any repercussions.
No, no, that's fine. That's all right. As long as you don't cross the line, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at fault of a divorce, so you just do what works. And
On the
hey, well,
divorce paper,
Ryan,
Ben Palmer.
the what?
On the divorce paper, reason Ben Palmer.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, I don't want more legal terms. I think I'll just stay to the side and yeah, I won't get involved next time. But no, Ryan, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate answering the question. It's really nice to learn about you, growing as I say. I know you quite well anyway, but there's some things that even I've learned now, which is fantastic. And just to see how much progress you've made, not just in terms of your running, but personally, is truly phenomenal. So you should be really proud of yourself. And I think everyone watching the podcast will really enjoyed that, getting to know you. So thank you very much, Ryan.
Cheers, Ben.
Yeah, no worries. So that's the end of our second podcast, which is already flying through. So we do have more people coming on the podcast in the next few weeks, which is amazing. We've got people who've done marathons this year. We've got people on the committee. We've got people who like to open up and talk about their own personal struggles and how Boro Runners has helped, which is fantastic. That's what Boro Runners is for, to help everybody, not just in terms of PBs, but personal problems as well. So yeah, amazing. Thank you very much, Ryan, as well. And we will see you all on the next podcast, which will be out next week with our mystery guest. Thank you for listening, everyone. Take care and have a lovely weekend. All the best.